Have you ever wondered on how management work in an organization? So our team, Cipun, have interviewed Mr. Shahril, manager of Arel Hahaa, to gather more information about how he managed his organization, Arel Hahaa. So, let's find out.
Jadi itulah mungkin boleh jaga daripada catering. Ambil catering. Kita orang buat catering. Mungkin ke lecturer ke apa, memang kita orang ni.
After interviewing Mr. Shahril, we have analysed the management system of his organisation. Now we will explain to you how he managed his organisation.
Hi, my name is Amar Fidaus and I will be presenting about the management environment in Arel Hahaa Company. The world we live in today is interconnected with one another, where the managers need to be aware of the external environment that might affect the performance of their organisation. Based on the interview with Mr. Shahril, several components of external environment have been identified, which is the first one is demographic. The age of the customer ranging from 18 to 50 years old, where they need to provide various selection of food so that they can enjoy whatever kinds of food. Next, they also provide seasonal and trendy food to attract the youngsters. The next component is economy, where the inflation commonly occurs in Malaysia, where the price of the goods is going to increase. Based on the strategy in Mr. Shahril implement is by absorbing the cost without increasing the price, so that the customer will always come to their cafes. Okay. Mr. Shahril have been implementing organizational culture in his company by setting a good example and also reminding his worker every day. One of the organizational culture that have been implemented is everyone is in a team, so that everyone can be participative in any kinds of situation. And the second part is cleanliness is our top priority, so that they can give a very good performance in their service. That's all for this part. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Haziq and I will explain about the decision making process in Arel Hahaa Company. So, basically there are two types of decision making process that we learn, which is the informal and formal. The formal one that we learn in Introduction to Management course, which is the 8 steps of decision making process, which begin with identifying the problem and ends with reviewing the decision effectiveness. However, Mr. Shahril, who is the manager of Arel Hahaa, prefer the informal way of decision making. So, why did Mr. Shahril prefer the informal way instead of the formal way of decision making process? This is actually because the formal way of decision making process is rather time consuming and it's not efficient enough for him. The informal way of decision making, which is based on his rationality and intuition, is effective enough for him to make the best decision for his company. This company is also considered as a small company, which means that the informal way of decision making is already enough for him. Next, we continue to the part where whether Mr. Shahril make decision with his employee, which is group decision, or he make decision individually. So, in this case, Mr. Shahril prefers the group decision method. He likes to make decision and discuss with his employee before making any decision, before making any finalization to a decision. In this way, he said, a decision can be more effective and the final decision is more reliable and trusted. So that is exactly how the decision making process happened in Arel Hahaa Company. That's all for me.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Amar Fahmi. Okay, now we will discuss on the important manager issues related to Arel Hahaa Company. For this part, we will focus on two main points, which is the society's expectation and ethical behavior to the worker. In the first point, the objective is to see how Arel Hahaa actually involved in social responsibility. Before we do that, we need to see the 3 characteristics in response to society expectation. The first characteristic is corporate social responsibility, or known as CSR. Corporate social responsibility refers to a business firm that do beyond its legal and economic obligations and acts in a way that they think is good for the society. The second characteristic is the social obligation. Social obligation can be simplified as a business firm that do the minimum that the law required and only involved in the society if they give benefit to them. And the last characteristic is the social responsiveness. Social responsiveness can be referred to a business firm that engage in social action in response to the popular society need. Based on our interview with Arel Hahaa, we can observe that actually Arel Hahaa possesses the third characteristic, which is the social responsiveness. This is because Arel Hahaa gives sponsor to the organization in terms of food and drink when they ask for it. For the next part, that is the ethical behavior. In this part, we will see how Arel Hahaa encourage the ethical behavior among their worker. Based on our conversation with Arel Hahaa manager, Mr. Shahril, he said that he encouraged the ethical behavior among their workers by being an ethical leadership himself. Mr. Shahril is not only a good role model to his worker, but he also apply a reward system by giving increase in their salary according to their performance. So managing the managerial issue is important for today's world. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
So hi, I'm Hassan and I will be explaining about how Encik Shahril manages human resource at Arel Hahaa. So our first focus is recruiting applicants. So before promoting the vacancy of their vacancy, Encik Shahril gathered with the organisation member of Arel Hahaa to discuss the suitable number of employees to be added into the team. So our second focus is selection device. The selection device used by Arel Hahaa is interview. This enhances the probability of employee to be recognized by the employer on how the behavior will be held in the future. Third is after approving the suitable candidate, Encik Shahril provide orientation and training for the candidate for adaptation to the organisation and to ensure job skills and knowledge, such as providing training for food and beverage certification and how food to be prepared at the company. Lastly, retaining competent employees. Encik Shahril evaluate employee performance by multi-person comparison, which is individual ranking. After Encik Shahril noticed the skills of a suitable applicant, he provide higher salary to the employee to enhance loyalty of the employee to Arel Hahaa.
I'm Said. So today I'll be explaining on the organizational changes and innovation. So what is change? Changes in structure includes any alterations in authority, relationship, coordination mechanisms, degree of centralization, job design or similar variables. So for examples, restructuring can result in decentralization, wider spans of control, reduced work specialization and work teams. So in Arel Hahaa Cafe, they have applied the reduced work specialization, in which one worker can do at least 2 or 3 tasks at the same time. Organizational innovation. It can be defined as a new idea, new method, new product or new services that has been implemented in one organization. So in Arel Hahaa, they have implemented organizational innovation, which is they have done the variation of foods, including they also include one of the trending foods, which is bomboloni. in implementing organizational innovation, they also need to consider the profits, the capital costs, who is their targeted customers, and also how long their contract business is.
So, we have discussed all the important criteria of a management system in an organization. We hope that you can now understand how a management of an organization works. That's all from us. Thank you.